Once upon a time, the WWE video game series was blessed with an iconic mode, Road to WrestleMania. And over the past few years, we have gone back and relived some of the insane stories from that mode. From SVR 09's Zombie Invasion to 2010's Brand Warfare, and of course 12's Triple H's Wet Dream, for 4 straight years, THQ and Ukes gave us non-stop classic unique stories to play. And after looking back at SVR 09, 2010, and WWE 12, there's only one set of stories left to revisit. The Smackdown vs. Raw 2011 Road to WrestleMania. And from Rey Mysterio becoming a douchebag heel to R-Truth losing his mind to free roaming backstage and so much more, the SVR 2011 Road to WrestleMania might just be the most iconic one of them all. And as we finally wrap up the series, it definitely deserves a look back at. Ladies and gentlemen, it's simple. This is SVR 2011's Road to WrestleMania mode, and we begin with a classic. We begin with Rey Mysterio. The story begins with you as Rey Mysterio sitting in a limo. You know, your knees hurt, your back aches, you've had surgery 99 times on your left knee, you're just trying to relax and wind down, and boom! There was not gonna be any sunshine and rainbows this time, folks. Ray gets his back blown out, and before you know it, you're laying in the parking lot, you can't hear shit, and out of everyone on God's green earth, the first people you see are Jack Swagger and Evan Bourne. You know what, don't even revive me, man. Next thing you know, you're up and these two buffoons just start blasting. You got more CTE than Prime Antonio Brown, not to mention the limo is on fire. Meanwhile, these bozos are exchanging chops like Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat, and there's only so much you can take. You fall to the ground, it's like a telenovela, and thus begins your road to WrestleMania. Now, you would assume after this, you spend weeks in the hospital, heal up, go spend time with your children, you know, maybe come back for the Rumble or something. Ray, we need you in Tucson, Arizona, pal. Just like that, you're back at it like a crack addict. You're backstage on Smackdown, pop those pills if you need to, and before you can even breathe, the Bellas are crying to you about a fire.
Ray, you've got to come quickly. There's a fire.
What the f***? Do I look like Johnny Storm? Do you want me to just absorb the fire?
Where's the extinguisher?
I don't know. I'm sure I've seen one around here somewhere. Oh, hurry, Ray. You gotta put it out.
Yeah, you've seen it somewhere because it's right in front of you. What the fuck? Maybe Cena was right in Total Divas. So you put out the flame, Nikki hugs you. Okay, Ray, I see you. And with the Hurricane making a cameo, it's been 5 minutes and everything is already a trip. But when things couldn't get trippier, just 1 week after dying, you go out there and put on a match. You get the win. Who needs concussion protocol? Who cares about wrestler safety? On to the next town. Well, the next week is where everything starts making even less sense. From Jericho shadowboxing to Batista twerking for hours and hours. This is where you find out that after the accident, you don't remember anything. Batista, never heard of him. Jack Swagger, apparently your best friend. So you team up with Jack Swagger for 1 week, you get one little Mickey Mouse win. Bro, the next week, the whole roster thinks you lost your mind. We're worried about you, Ray. Please go get checked out. Yo, you team up with Jack Swagger, but they treat you like you teamed up with Hitler. Well, regardless, the damage was there, and slowly but surely, you make your way to the doctor. Your memory starts coming back a bit, and you remember that Jack Swagger was the first person you saw after your accident. You confront him, and he basically says, "Of course I was there for you, buddy."
Look, don't you have a match now? Go get that out of the way, then we'll go hit the town with the Bellas. Just like old times. I'll take care of you, amigo.
I guess apparently the amnesia made you forget you got a wife and kids at home. You win your match, you squash the 2011 Smackdown jobbers, and instead of going home to your wife and kids, Ray was in the cut.
Yeah, ladies, this is a good time. Don't ruin it by copying an attitude.
Rey Mysterio had lost his mind. Maybe he did beat Dom as a kid, maybe he was a deadbeat. So you and Jack Swagger are best friends and basically run Smackdown. Evan Bourne wants to tell you something, but nah, you trust Jack now. Swagger at one point fakes an attack from Evan, and you're such a good friend, you vow not only to win the Rumble, but to eliminate Evan Bourne on the way. And in one of the most lackluster, the opposite of star-studded rumbles you can imagine, you go crazy. You lose your mind, you enter at number 16, eliminate half of the roster, heavy hitters such as Santino and DH Smith and JTG, they didn't stand a chance, and after pure domination, just 3 weeks after almost dying, while you have amnesia, you win the Rumble and punch your ticket to the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. The problem was, this wasn't the old Rey Mysterio going to Mania. This Rey had changed. No matter what Evan Bourne tells you about Jack, you don't believe him. Instead, you start doing heel things alongside Swagger. Poor Evan Bourne, by the way, he just wants to help you out, and what does he get for his efforts? You beat his ass backstage and put him through a TV. Edge tries to tell you the truth. Bang! I don't know what kind of two-man power trip this was, but SmackDown was officially yours and Swagger's. Fam, you're so cooked, so fried, so gone off the deep end that at one point, despite winning the Rumble and having a guaranteed title shot at WrestleMania, you give up that chance just to be in a fatal 4-way ladder match on SmackDown because you rather wrestle for the title at Elimination Chamber than WrestleMania. So boys and girls, it was Friday Night SmackDown. It was Edge, Swagger, Rey, and Evan Bourne in a ladder match, and after 15 minutes of just straight death and destruction, so much CTE was added to Rey's brain, it didn't even make sense. You had amnesia after the accident. After this match, you might as well have Alzheimer's. But despite that, despite all the damage that was done, you find a way to win. You find a way to become the #1 contender at the Elimination Chamber. Don't forget, you could have just waited for WrestleMania and not have to go through this, but it's fine. I like the pain. So after the match, Swagger comes to you and basically says, after everything I've done for you, after I saved your life, you better give me that title shot, little bro. But then out comes Evan Bourne, and what does Evan Bourne have up his sleeve? Well, he was able to get footage of the accident that started all of this. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. To the surprise of no one, absolutely no one, Jack Swagger was the one who almost killed you. I was helping you, Rey.
Helping me what? Retire?
Jack Swagger then proceeds to give a masterclass on gaslighting, somehow tries convincing you that him almost killing you was him doing you a favor and allows you to be a free man and be who you really wanted to be. And then you get the option. Do you forgive Swagger and accept the offer and continue down your dark ways? Or do you say no and go back to being the old Rey Mysterio? Do you want to be a heel? Do you want to be a face? F it. For the first time in his WWE career, Rey Mysterio turns heel. F the people, f the other wrestlers, f Bad Boy as a staff, record label, and as a motherfucking crew. This is Rey's world, and you eliminate Evan Bourne, align with Swagger, and it's off to the Elimination Chamber to become World Heavyweight Champion as the bad guy. It's CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio, Elimination Chamber. No more Mr. Nice Guy. You go in there and destroy Punk. You do your thing. You're a heel now. Only thing missing was pouring beer on Punk at this point. And the Elimination Chamber event ends with a new world champion. The boyhood dream has come true once again, but this isn't 2006 anymore. Rey's not a charity case. He's here to take over. Swagger backstage gives you new attire, a new red attire that perfectly captures your new attitude, and the fun begins. You bully poor Evan. He brings out RVD to be his partner 1 week. That doesn't matter, he gets bullied too. You're out here attacking Evan with the title belt. Rey Mysterio is a full-blown heel in the company, and who would have ever seen it coming? Will somebody please think of the children? However, the problem is, the SmackDown roster wasn't gonna stand for this. After weeks of you running around like you're Kim Jong-un, after weeks of you tweaking, the roster has enough, and an uprising begins. Tensions get hot, the roster is basically about to riot, and you're gonna get cooked. You run for your life, you try to find your boy Swagger, but he's nowhere to be found. He's not opening the door, and after that, it's GG. Crime Time goes after you, you somehow fight them off, doesn't matter. Matt Hardy sneaks up on you, you fight him off, doesn't matter. Mark Henry wants a piece of you, you even try feeding his fat ass just to get him to relax, doesn't help. But somehow, some way, you survive it all. You survive fighting off the entire roster. Heel Rey Mysterio might be the GOAT, but then Batista pulls up and you just surrender. Yeah, that 2009 PTSD was real. All Batista wanted was your word that at WrestleMania, Evan Bourne was gonna get a fair match. No shenanigans, no interference, no BS. Since deep down you're still the good old Rey Mysterio, you agree. The entire roster hates you. You realize that Jack Swagger was never your friend, and it all leads to WrestleMania. It's Evan Bourne versus Rey Mysterio for the world title, and your goal is simple. It's to go out there and show the world that you're still that guy, and that's exactly what you do. Evan can bring chairs, he can bring a gun, it doesn't matter. It's the Rey Mysterio show, and after tweaking, after putting your body on the line, Rey Mysterio wins and retains the title fair and square. And what a nice little redemption arc for Rey. He almost dies, gets amnesia, becomes a douchebag, turns heel, becomes a bully, then gets humbled by the entire roster, and then goes back to being a good old Rey Mysterio. I'm sure there's a lesson in there, kids. But just when you think the story's about to end, out comes Swagger. Because let's be real, you definitely got some unfinished business with his ass. He claims he made you. He claims he's the reason you're champion, blah, blah, blah. So it's only Rey, an impromptu match at WrestleMania for the world title. Rey versus Jack Swagger to end the story. Now at first I was like, alright, that's light, easy peasy lemon squeezy. The issue was, Nobody told me that Jack Swagger was gonna be wrestling like it was Defeat the Streak or some shit. I don't know what they fed him. I don't know what he was on. This gorilla reversed everything. Bro, genuinely, no matter what you do, boom. And then he had the audacity to use a sledgehammer on me, doing his little signature dive, all these power bombs. Yo, I was terrified. He was wrestling like it was January 6th and he was about to storm the Capitol. It made no sense. He reversed a 619 4 times. 4 times, back to back to back. What do you even do? But it's fine. Reverse the gut wrench, reverse the sledgehammer, got my Mickey Mouse win, and called it a day. And Rey's road to WrestleMania ends with you on top, winning 2 world title matches, no more amnesia, hopefully no more Nikki Bella, your wife and kids miss you, Rey, and the short-lived heel turn was over. A classic road to WrestleMania, the only way we were ever gonna get a Rey heel turn, and to this day, it's hilarious. Filled with the most random things happening, from amnesia to a heel turn, and a really cool heel attire for Rey. Classic. Moving on, let's talk about the John Cena road to WrestleMania. But I'm gonna be honest, this story had nothing to do with Cena. This was the Randy Orton show through and through. See, in this story, Cena is just Cena. It's the usual, oh, I want to be champion, I want to be #1, I'm the best. Then you have MVP, who also wants to be champion. They kind of align because Orton has legacy as his lackeys, and Orton is running around like he's Pac in this universe. Which, by the way, is jokes, because Cena, you're aligning with MVP? Did you forget about Better Than Utopia? Did you forget what he did to Tony? Rest in peace, Tony. I really hope you ended up getting your Dodge Charger, bro. But nah, this was the Randy Orton show. Once Cena became #1 contender for Orton's title, he does everything he can to make sure Cena doesn't touch him. You thought Orton was slimy and No Way Out away? No. This was different level. Here, after proclaiming his life was in danger by Cena and MVP, he fakes an assault by Cena and gets a restraining order. The WWE champion got a restraining order against his #1 contender. Is that not genius? Not only that, he also hires Vladimir Kozlov and Ezekiel Jackson to be his extended security. Look at Randy, man, so inspirational, giving homeless men jobs. So because Randy has a restraining order, Cena doesn't get to wrestle him for the title. Nah, you spend the Rumble beefing these two goofs, meanwhile Kofi Kingston replaces you in the title match, and after that, Randy just becomes the biggest slime ball douchebag ever. I thought Jack Swagger was the GOAT gaslighter. Orton takes it to another level. After weeks of not being able to touch this man, not having your title shot, you're given a choice. Your main op is in front of you, he's talking shit, he put a restraining order against you, he made it impossible for you to challenge for the title. Do you hit him or not? Yo, you gotta hit him, but Randy gives a performance of a lifetime.
Security! Security! John Cena's gone insane! You saw him? He attacked me. He's not supposed to be within 20 feet of me. Take him away. Take him to jail.
Take him to jail. I told you this was the Randy show. The best part is, those weren't even his best lines. MVP pulls up and...
Big things popping. John Cena stopping, MVP. Don't forget, I have a restraining order against you too. Just go back the way you came. This doesn't concern you. Unless you want to serve more time behind bars.
Randy had Cena tweaking going to jail, he had MVP running for his life avoiding jail, and his master plan hadn't even taken shape yet. Because of all this chaos, right, the restraining orders, jail time being served, Stephanie McMahon ends up taking a break from being a Raw GM. It's like when the substitute teacher just surrenders when the class is too rowdy. And who ends up being the general manager of Raw? Of course, it's Randy Orton. Randy in the black suit with the red undershirt was a demon. He would force Cena and MVP to be in tables matches, last man standing matches. He even doctored footage to make it seem like Cena hated MVP and got MVP to turn on Cena. This guy was moving around like a Bond villain. This man turned Monday Night Raw into Squid Games or Saw.
You call that a match? There's a chair in the rampway. I want one of you to get it and hit your opponent. Do it. Do it, or you're fired.
MVP heard that and he ran like his life was on the line. Eventually, all this drama leads to a triple threat at WrestleMania, Orton versus Cena versus MVP, and as usual, Cena wins, LOL. We get the happy ending, all is right in the world, Steph comes back and takes control of Raw. It's what you expect, but when it's all said and done, Randy Orton was the true MVP. He carried this story like how Messi carried the 2018 Barca team. Great lines, awesome moments, stole the show. I declare this the Randy Orton road to WrestleMania. Sorry, Cena. But let's move on to what is definitely the most unique story of them all, the road to WrestleMania, where you get to possibly break the streak. When I first played this story back in the day, this had me in a chokehold because the focus was all about beating the Undertaker. Before there ever was a break the streak mode, this was it. And you could choose your created wrestler, or you could choose John Morrison, Kofi Kingston, Dolph, and the person who I chose, R-Truth. And this is so fun because it's not just, oh, can you defeat the streak? It's, can you become the contender for the streak? And can you survive the mind games and even make it to WrestleMania?
Do I pity them? Do I destroy them?
Now at first the story is really simple as it gets. There's a tournament going on to decide who will take on the Undertaker at WrestleMania, and that's what you try to win. You do your thing, you even end up teaming up with the Undertaker on Raw for a few weeks, but he simply just hates everyone and he thinks no one is worthy. And it all leads to the Royal Rumble, another ladder match, a triple threat ladder match where it's Jericho versus Truth versus Vladimir Kozlov, because that's who should challenge the Undertaker at WrestleMania. You go out there and dominate. Now do you get your fair share of clapping? Of course, but after the damage is all done, you finesse the way to the top of the ladder and get the win, and now you're the rightful contender for the Undertaker streak. This is where all the fun begins. You arrive to the arena the next night. What is supposed to be just another show, just another Monday Night Raw gets flipped, turned upside down. Because now you're taking on the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Let the mind games begin. At first it's whatever. Oh, you're talking to Steph and your brain turns off a bit. That's fine. That happens to me all the time.
History. I think anyone in WWE can be defeated.
But Stephanie is clearly concerned. You get sent home to rest. It's fine, buddy. You'll be back next week, champ. It happens. Well, it was next week, and live from Little Rock, Arkansas, it was Monday Night Raw. You arrive at the arena, and no, your limo doesn't get hit by Jack Swagger, but I wish it did, because as soon as you step out, everything is purple. Yo, you were either possessed or you're off the syrup. There is scary ass music being played. The TV doesn't work. You can't even walk straight. R-Truth looks like he's about to cry. You're basically about to cry. Somebody call a priest, whatever. It's fine. It's all in my head. Let's just walk it off. It's okay. I remember playing this in 2010. I was 12, so I was pretty grown up. But playing this at night, listen, I was terrified. Beside you is a druid. He doesn't talk, he doesn't walk, he doesn't move. And then you quickly realize everyone is a druid. Yo, please, just bring back Batista twerking. I'm sorry, what is this? All the images have been replaced with the Undertaker, and not some nice photos. No, not normal ones. The scary ones from his Titantron that used to give you nightmares as a kid. It's okay, it's all in my head. Once you get to your match, everything should be fine, right? Like what else could there be? Yeah, welcome to hell, Mr. Truth. You're in a druid battle royal. The fans are all druids, the commentators are druids, my mom is a druid, and you're just in this match, and you better win the match or else you might not make it out alive. The scary music continues, and you just wrestle these druids. You eventually eliminate them all, and thankfully, everything is back to normal. Oh, by the way, you won a battle royal, like a normal one, in front of Little Rock, Arkansas. Now, at this point, you have lost your mind. Steph doesn't think you're ready to take on Taker, so she keeps thinking of challenges for you. I'm like, yo, challenges? I need a psychiatrist. Kane is about to have a mental breakdown. He keeps warning you. You for some reason steal the Undertaker's urn because, yeah, let's make this worse. And you go around the arena collecting the souls of Undertaker's past victims. There's random caskets placed everywhere. And obviously you try your best to get on the level. You know, you beat Taker's past opponents like HBK, Mark Henry, Jake the Snake returns, Jimmy Snuka pulls up. So not only are you battling ghosts, you're battling a suspected murderer. Gee, then you wonder why you're losing your mind. And every week the mind games just keep going and going. You start hearing voices. Paul Bearer is alive somehow despite being buried in cement in 2004. Everyone thinks you're insane.
You lost your mind, dude. You know that, right?
Kane gets brought back from hell. The Undertaker is laughing in your matches, and eventually you decide you have enough. It's been too much, and you decide to just beat the hell out of Paul Bearer.
You said you would protect me!
Turn his TV off, abuse him, destroy him, and what do you get? You get the weirdest cutscene you'll ever see in your life.
You're here to save me! No, Undertaker! Please, no!
I'm sorry, you want me to wrestle this fucker after he just killed his boy for the second time? What a great ending to Raw, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Bearer has been eviscerated. Please join us for WrestleMania Sunday. So after all that, after deaths, after possessions, after anything else you can imagine, it's WrestleMania. And at this point, it's streak versus life. You lose, you die. That's one way to make the match exciting. But it's all good. R-Truth's legacy was on the line. His life was on the line. It's The Undertaker. It's WrestleMania. Something had to give. Now, for some reason before the match, I decided to give myself a challenge. I decided to turn the difficulty up to legendary because I'm like, if I'm beating the streak, I want to earn it. Oh boy. The Undertaker makes his entrance in the stadium. It's grand. It's awesome. The Druids are out here holding the torches. Meanwhile, my character comes out rapping. Brother, you are about to die. We do not need these 16 bars. Whatever, it's fine. It's R-Truth's story. I'm here to defeat the streak. How hard could it be? The bell rings, and this shit was impossible. The match starts, and seconds in, I'm getting tossed around. I'm seeing animations I've never seen before. There was genuinely nothing I could do. I was genuinely sweating. I don't know how I kicked out of some of these pins. When I would get some moves off, I felt like I actually had a chance, and then 2 seconds later, choke slam. 2 seconds later, power bomb. I tried my best. I tried everything. I even tried running away. All I can say is I did everything I could to make sure R-Truth went out with some dignity. R-Truth kicked out of 2 tombstone pile drivers on legendary difficulty. I don't know how, where, what, or how I kicked out, but I made sure my boy went out with some dignity. But sadly at the end, it was too much. The Undertaker won and the streak lived on. Yes, in my playthrough, after everything, surviving all the shenanigans, the streak lived on. Now I was like, whatever, it's fine. I'll just restart and win eventually, right? Eventually I'll be able to beat him. You don't even get the option. As soon as you lose, a cutscene triggers and Taker's in the ring celebrating. He calls his homies out. Out comes the Druids. And the Undertaker watches as these Druids take your body. What in the Muhammad Hassan and Davari is this? I don't know. The Druids literally carry your body like you're some human sacrifice. I don't remember this happening to Shawn Michaels. You wake up, you fight them off, and it's like, okay, it's on. You're gonna fight for your right to live. You got unlimited finishers. You're gonna go out blasting. There is hope. Of course, there's gonna be a happy ending to the road to WrestleMania. Everything's gonna work out. So you do your best. You do your spinny, twisty move. You lay everyone out. You're fighting for your life. But these Druids don't die. No matter what you do, these creepy ass mother knuckers keep getting up, and boys and girls, there is no happy ending if you lose at Mania. They destroy you, they surround you, they start covering you, and it becomes a horror movie. I don't know what kind of satanic ritual this was, where they learned it from, but WrestleMania ends with you being converted into a Druid. You're not even black anymore, they convert your skin tone, and you just walk away like nothing happened. Undertaker celebrates like this is normal, fans are cheering, the commentary doesn't care, and WrestleMania goes off the air, and all I gotta say is, what kind of crack were these writers on? Rest in peace, R-Truth. Since you didn't beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania, you basically die, and I am so sorry that I let this happen to you, brother. What a dark, dark ending, but a creative one, and honestly, in totality, the most creative Road to WrestleMania story out of them all. From all the mind games every single week, from legends coming back, from the little quest that you gotta do, to the WrestleMania match itself, to the ending, a crazy, crazy road to WrestleMania. Rest in peace, R-Truth. We'll see you in Valhalla. Boys and girls, thanks for so rocking with me. We're almost done. There's only 2 stories left. And second to last is the Chris Jericho storyline, and I gotta say, I love this one. This might be the most underrated Road to WrestleMania story ever. Remember how slimy Orton was? Now you get to be just as slimy. The story starts off with bum-ass Jericho being on a 7-match losing streak to Triple H. I'm not making this up, even in the video games, this guy always goes over. And as a result, you go full heel mode, beating up jobbers and commentators, anything to get your mojo back. You slowly rack up some wins, but that's not enough. See, the Big Show has a title shot at the Rumble, why not make sure his fat ass can't get to the match? And in one of the most satisfying missions since No Russian in Modern Warfare 2, you take out the Big Show and make sure he misses his title match.
I'll take your place in the WWE Championship match at the Royal Rumble. You're lucky to have a friend like me.
Now, do you get to take his place in that match? Sadly not. The WWE is racist towards Canadians, but at least you walk out US champion, slowly but surely getting that mojo back, but you won't be satisfied until Triple Fraud takes the L. And in one of the funniest missions I've seen in a wrestling game, you interfere during a Triple H and Jack Swagger match, and while this match is going on, you just casually stroll down there like no one can see you, and despite there being 4 wrestlers out there, you steal the title and run away like a little rat. Everybody's so slow, they're trying to chase after you, you're so fast, it is so funny. Nobody's giving you a title shot, it's fine, I'll just take the title. And the best part is it goes to the backstage. Triple Fraud catches you, but you keep fighting, you keep evading, and while the title is around your waist, you beat his ass with weapons, run away, find some new weapons. I love this mission. And you do successfully run away with the belt. It is so childish, it's so silly, but it's 2010 Undies Jericho. It's perfect. There's even a little section where the next week you get to decide where you want to hide the belt so they don't find it. Now, does Triple H eventually cook you? Yeah, but I still got the title for a little bit. It's all good. You then find yourself in the Elimination Chamber match. You overcome the odds, and from a 7-match losing streak to taking on jobbers and commentators, just like that, you're back to being champion, and the rat activities continue. Hey, you gotta defend against Triple H. I'm not wrestling him. I'ma just get counted out. It's clever, it's well written, it's perfect for Jericho, and every week it gets better and better, and it reaches the climax when after all the shenanigans, Triple H joins you for the highlight reel. You're in the ring, Jeritron 5000 is there, you troll him in front of everyone, and this can only end one way. You gotta do him like how you did his boy Shawn Michaels. You start beefing, and after getting the upper hand, boom, right into the Jeritron 5000. Triple H is dead, the commentators are shook, even they're using like that somber tone when something actually goes wrong, like he's actually dead.
What Chris Jericho just did, we sure hope Triple H will be okay.
And you just walk away like nothing happened. It's all good. The next week, Sean's like, I know what that feels like. Hunter was almost blinded. Yeah, I know. That's the point, Sean. Unfortunately, though, even though this is your road to WrestleMania, Triple H still has to get some shine. He returns. He beats your ass all over the arena. You get pedigreed on a car. It gets pretty ugly, but it perfectly sets up a banger match for the grandest stage of them all. This feud has gotten so personal, so violent. It can only end one way, and that's in a Hell in a Cell. Now this was fun, and what really helped was they of course made Triple H into a crackhead. I powerbombed this man through the cell roof, and he still kicked out at 2. He got up like nothing happened, and eventually he was the one throwing me off the top of the cell. But it's all good, the hero prevails, and you make Triple H tap. WrestleMania, Hell in a Cell, Jericho wins. You love to see it. Now sadly, the ending could never just be that, you know. Why would we stop there? Why would we actually have a happy ending? No, out of everyone on the entire roster, Big Show, the guy you screwed in the beginning of it, comes out and helps Triple H beat your ass. God forbid I celebrate my title win, right? God forbid Jericho prevails. This is why you can't trust this bald bastard. Sadly, Chris Jericho's road to WrestleMania ends with Triple H's music playing. Yo, what can I say? He is the game. Underrated road to WrestleMania often gets forgotten. I forgot about it, flies under the radar, which I get why, but replaying this, I was surprised the whole time. This is a top tier story. Well, and then there was one. Christian. When I think of SVR 11, I think of two things. I think of Rey Mysterio getting amnesia, and I think of this. Personally, I think this is the story of SVR 11. This is the best one. This is the one it was made for. If they could only have one road to WrestleMania, this is it. As great as the other ones are, this one is the one that defines SVR 11 for me, and I think a large part of that is this was so realistic during that time compared to the others that many felt like the company should have actually booked this instead of what we got. That does not happen often when it comes to these crazy ass games. The story starts off with you as Christian on ECW, and you're basically the GOAT of this version of ECW. The GM worships you, the fans love you, the commentary team acts like they are blessed with your presence every week on the show, like you're the only good thing on the entire show. Yeah, pretty realistic. After dominating ECW, out of nowhere you were told that you're being traded to Smackdown, and in your last match you get screwed out of the ECW title, but you get a nice send-off, and what I love is how big of a deal the commentary made it to be like, oh, please tune into Smackdown to see what Christian does, what a big move for Christian, I can't wait to see what happens. I was like, damn, Michael Cole, you're putting in work, I kind of forgot this was a game. I got excited. But at this point, like a month in, it's kind of like, where's this going? Now you were on ECW, now you're not, now you're on Smackdown, you don't really have any big ops, you keep winning matches, where's this leading? But turns out it leads to something special. When Teddy Long puts you in a tag match, you have to go around and ask wrestlers to be your partner, and who do you find backstage? The World Heavyweight Champion, your former tag partner, Edge. And it's like, okay, I see where this is going, but Edge kind of plays hardball. He's like, I don't know, I'll see, you know, you kind of went AWOL on me, but he joins you, and for one night only, Edge and Christian are reunited. You win the match, it's great, you celebrate, it's cool, and right after, you get this great cutscene.
Dude, we totally fooled the player into thinking we weren't going to reunite.
I know, we totally... Wait a minute. Player? What player?
You see that weirdo staring at us through the TV?
Break the fourth wall down, these two were reunited, all the goofiness was more than intact, and it's so wholesome, it's so heartwarming, and it just felt like them. It didn't feel like two reading lines in two different rooms. This felt like Edge and Christian through and through. So hide your wives, hide your fathers, hide your grandmas. ENC were back, coming out from the crowd. The glasses were back. Edge was humping the ring and all. Sorry, grandma. Concertos and everything. This was so elite. It really felt like an elite storyline, like a real storyline. It really felt like ENC were back, and it followed what could have happened in real life. Christian goes to Smackdown from ECW. He links up with his boy, and all is right in the world. His boy is World Heavyweight Champion, and you two are having a blast. But everything in the story gets complicated when there is a Money in the Bank ladder match at the Elimination Chamber. And you as Christian just happen to be in it. 6 men, 3 ladders, 1 briefcase, winner gets a title shot whenever he wants. I think you know where this is going. Now listen, I know that Christian is a veteran of ladder matches, but did I have to employ some really rad strategies in that ladder match that I used to do as a kid? Of course. Yeah, I wasn't winning that fair and square. I had to make sure everyone went on a wild goose chase for the ladders, but after 15 minutes of falling off ladders and the entire roster running around, Christian does it. Christian becomes Mr. Money in the Bank. He is all but guaranteed to be champion now, and this is where it gets so conflicting. Edge is your boy, and for the first time ever, the slimy piece of shit, he comes off so nice, he comes off so genuine. I've never seen this man act like this before. He's all like, oh man, wouldn't it be awesome if we were both champions? We used to dream about this. Yeah, you're not wrong, but you have a decision to make. Do you cash in on your best friend, you're finally reunited, or do you cash in on HBK and you guys can both be champions and stay reunited? And that's what makes this story so awesome. There are 4 different branches you can take, and they all lead to totally different outcomes. You can beat HBK for the title and continue Edge and Christian. You can beat Edge and end your tag team partnership. You can cash in on no one and literally wait until WrestleMania. You can even end up in a WrestleMania match with Stone Cold Steve Austin. But for myself, in this playthrough, there's only one thing I could have done.
Remember these? We were completely styling back in the day. I was thinking we could...
I'm cashing in my Money in the Bank title shot tonight. Against you.
When I tell you that this was actually heartbreaking, I'm not lying. I felt like such a douchebag doing this to Edge. It actually broke my heart. Look how sad he looks. Look at him. He's like a sad puppy. But it was fine. I had to do it, and I had to remember, this was Edge. You cash in that Money in the Bank, you beat the hell out of your former partner, and the boyhood dream comes true, and that slimy, disgusting piece of shit gets a taste of his own medicine. He gets cashed in on, he gets betrayed by someone he loved and never expected, he ends up traumatized, and it's beautiful. And boys and girls, it all leads to WrestleMania, of course. And there was only one match that could possibly go down between these two that would fit the bill. Edge versus Christian at WrestleMania for the world title in a TLC match. Oh my. Talk about a perfect ending, not only for this story, but for this entire mode. Best friends, and after everything they've been through, after all the betrayal and all, TLC, and probably the best game ever to actually play a TLC match in. Turn that difficulty up, watch those entrances, tweak out, and you have to put on a classic. Bodies were broken. How do you learn to fall off a 20-foot ladder? Ladders and tables were broken. Risks were taken. Edge definitely would have had to retire after this match when it's all said and done. 10 years or so after they won a TLC match together at WrestleMania, Christian comes out on top and retains the World Heavyweight Championship. Finally, Christian is the one standing tall. Finally, Christian gets all the glory. Great road to WrestleMania, so iconic, so much fun, so many great lines and moments, and so much replayability. You don't have to do Edge dirty, you can stay a team, you can end up in a match with Austin, but for me, I had to do it on him. Road to WrestleMania ends with Edge and Christian striking a 5-second pulse and all is well, and thus ends SVR 11's Road to WrestleMania. What a mode, what great stories, and now that we went back and played them all, 09 might be the most goofy, 2010 might be the most grounded from what I remember, 12 was the most insane and surreal, but 2011 was just the sweet spot, perfectly balanced across all 5 stories. What a game, what a mode, what a time to be alive. SVR 11 was special in general, we know that. But this Road to WrestleMania, this is the one. The series is finally over. Thanks for still rocking with me all these years later. In the comments down below, let me know single-handedly, if you had to choose only one storyline, what is your favorite Road to WrestleMania across all of the games? Let me know below. I can't wait to read the comments. It's your boy Pav, aka Wrestling Gifts. I hope you guys enjoyed this long video. I truly appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon with the next one. Till then, take it easy, stay safe out there, and hopefully you guys don't get amnesia. See you later, guys.